Hello everyone, it's the Clark Knight, and around the Pokemon community there's been one Pokemon a lot of people have been talking about with the competitive build and whether it's viable or not, and this is Golisopod. So right now I'm just going to do a little bit of a analysis of what makes it good, what makes it bad, and also at the end I'm going to give you a couple builds that I think might or might not work. I've been working with some and I have had success, so let's get into it. To start, the stats of Golisopod would be the HP is at 75, which is average, the attack is 125, which is a beast, defense is 140, very good. Special attack is 60, which is pathetic, but don't worry about that. This is a physical attacker. Special defense is 90, and speed is at a measly 40. So we're going to have to make up with the speed for the attack and the high defense. Golisopod's typing isn't that bad either. It's bug and water, so it's going to be weak to flying, rock, and electric, but it's also resistant to fighting, ground, steel, water, and ice, so it is resistant to more than it is weak to. Golisopod also has notable moves. One would be First Impression, which is what most people are excited for. First Impression is a bug type move, which is 90 power and it hits 100%, but the catch with this is that every time Golisopod switches in, its first attack can be First Impression, which will give it priority as well, but only can be used in when you first switch it in. Another move would be Swords Dance that it has, but I'd say stay away from this because of his ability, which we'll get into a little later, and Swords Dance would increase attack and speed, obviously. It also has a few water moves like Razor Shell and Liquidation, and Razor Shell has the attack of 75, it's a 95%, so very good, and it has a 50% chance of dropping the defense, while Liquidation has an 85 base power, which is 10 better than the Razor Shell, and it's 100% going to hit, but it only drops the defense 20%, so you have a 20% chance of dropping. Meanwhile, Razor Shell has 50%. So I prefer Liquidation just because of that guaranteed 10 more base damage than Razor Shell. But some people might want to gamble more with the defense drops, so you would go Razor Shell on that, but I would recommend Liquidation. Then the next move would be a bug type move. It got a big increase from previous generations. Leech Life now, it has a for sure 80 base damage, which is going to be 100%, and it also restores HP, which is big for Golisopod. But yeah, that's just dealing with the item that I'm going to put on him. If that might give you a little hint. But another move would be Spikes, which is a good hazard, obviously. And by the way, speaking of hazards, Golisopod is weak to the Stealth Rocks. So if you're going to be relying on him heavily on your team, then you might want to put a Rapid Spin or Defog or something like that in the mix. So Golisopod also has Rock Slide, which I've been playing around with this, and I think it would be pretty good for getting rid of those flying and electric types, because that's two of the typings that Golisopod's weak to. And again, Rock Slide hits both opponents on the field. It's 75 base damage with 90% chance of hitting. Lastly is Aqua Jet. It's a priority move, but it does not have that high of base damage. It's a water type attack, as you can tell by Aqua. But yeah, this is just to kind of get a little chip damage to finish off a Mon if you don't want to take an attack. So a big concern with Golisopod is its ability, which is actually a hindrance to it, believe it or not. And this would be Emergency Exit. And if you guys don't know what this ability is, pretty much it switches out once its HP goes below 50%. And that does suck, but it only does it once. So you're asking, oh, why does it suck? You can get in another Pokemon that's probably a better matchup. But the thing is, if you do switch out because of this, you can't use Swords Dance. You can't use Bulk Up. You can't use those moves because you're going to get rid of that stat change once you are sent out. So that kind of limits its moveset in a way. And also, you don't want to be switching out if you've already set up this Golisopod that you're looking to mow down the team with. On the positive, I do see that you can use First Impression once you switch back in, so there are positives with this switching out and in all the time with Golisopod, but it only happens once. So if you use Leech Life and restore HP to above, say, 50, and then go back down, you're not going to switch out again. It's only one time. So it also, for Z moves, it can learn a lot of Z moves, but I don't really recommend any. If you guys have had any success using Z moves with them, let me know, but I feel that it's better used on other Pokemon. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it, even though he can learn a variety of different Z moves, or hold those items. Here are going to be 2 builds for Golisopod, and the stats for him are going to be the same. The EVs are going to be 252 defense and 252 attack. Some people have been putting it on HP, but I'd rather have it just set on the defense, but that would be for my first set. I'd actually switch it over to HP for my assault vest. But yeah, so pretty much his HP would be 4, or you could go speed 4 for the EVs, just because you might want to outspeed other Golisopods, but that's really up to you. So anyways, my first one is Life Orb is going to be on him with the defense and attack maxed, and the attacks would be First Impression, Liquidation, Leech Life, and Aqua Jet. So pretty much these are all viable attacks, and Life Orb's going to make them that much better, and you're going to get a lot of that life back with Leech Life. So pretty good set, I think, in my opinion. If you guys have a different variation of that, let me know. I'd love to hear it. And then my other idea was an Assault Vest Golisopod, which this one I haven't tested yet, but I've been hearing people talk about it, and it sounds pretty powerful. Maybe put the HP maxed out, attack matched out, and then some on the defense or special defense, or even speed if you want to outspeed other Golisopods once again. And the attacks would be Liquidation, Leech Life, Rock Slide, and Aqua Jet. But the thing is, there's no, you can't put spikes on it, you can't put any first impressions, because you're going to be locked into that move with Assault Vest. So pretty much keep that in mind. And yeah, those are my 2 different sets for Golisopod. If you guys have anything interesting or new that I should keep in mind when building my Golisopods, I have like 2 of them right now that I've trained. But yeah, if you guys have any builds, let me know. And if you guys need a Golisopod, like the max EVs, let me know, because I got a couple extra. But yeah, if you guys like this video, feel free to like and subscribe. This was the Clark Knight, and I love doing these competitive analysis videos. But thank you again, and have a nice day, guys.